This is a real photograph. NASA took it. People will tell you it's an alien satellite that has been orbiting the Earth for 13,000 years. Here's the thing about that story. Every part of it is real. None of them are connected. The claim goes like this. There's an object in polar orbit. It's black. It's angular. It isn't ours. It's been up there since before farming, and NASA photographed it in 1998 and said nothing. That story is made up of 6 separate things that happened. They're 100 years apart at the ends. Every one of them is true. Nobody put them together until long afterwards. 1. In 1899, Nikola Tesla is working in Colorado Springs and picks up a repeating signal on his equipment. He wonders out loud whether it is coming from Mars. He said it. That part's true. Nobody else ever picked it up. There's no recording, and Tesla never really followed it up himself. Nothing to do with a satellite that gets attached 90 years later. 2. In 1927, a Norwegian engineer called Jorn Hals is messing about with radio and notices something. He sends a signal out, and it comes back to him. Not a fraction of a second later, seconds later, sometimes a lot of seconds. They're called long delay echoes. And this is the part I'm not going to be smug about because they're real. And after 100 years, nobody has properly explained them. That's a genuine open question. Hold on to it. 3. In 1954, a writer called Donald Kehoe says the Air Force has detected 2 unknown satellites in orbit. This is 3 years before Sputnik. Nobody has put anything in orbit yet, so it sounds enormous. There's no evidence for it, and he had a book coming out. 4. In February 1960, the American military detects a dark object in polar orbit. This actually happened. It was reported at the time, and people took it seriously. It was identified. It was debris from an American satellite called Discoverer 8, which was part of a secret spy program. So for a while, nobody would say what it was, which is not the same as nobody knowing. 5. In 1973, an amateur astronomer called Duncan Lunan goes back to those radio echoes from the 20s and works out that the delay could be plotted as a star map. He suggests they point to a star called Epsilon Boötis, and that a probe has been sitting in orbit for around 13,000 years. That's where the number comes from, not from a measurement. From one man's reading of some radio echoes in 1973. And to be fair to him, he later took parts of it back. He said he'd got it wrong. The story carried on without him. 6. December 1998. Space Shuttle mission STS-88. They're up there starting to build the space station. 2 astronauts are outside wrapping thermal blankets around some metal fittings on the module. Turnitin pins, the insulation, its plumbing, basically. One of the blankets gets away from them. They photograph it going, dark, angular, tumbling against the earth. That's the picture. That's the one you've seen. And here's how the story ends. It was tracked. It got a catalog number, object 25,570, and it burned up in the atmosphere on the 14th of December, 1998, about a week after the photograph was taken. The object that's been orbiting the Earth for 13,000 years has a serial number and a date of death. Now the honest part. Tesla did report something. He wasn't lying. It just was never confirmed by anyone else. The 1960 detection was real. It got explained. And those radio echoes from the 20s are still not properly understood. That bit is a genuine mystery, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. What isn't supported is the jump from we don't know what causes these echoes to there's a probe up there. So that's it. 6 things. A signal nobody else heard, some echoes nobody can explain, a claim from a man with a book out, a piece of secret spy satellite, one bloke's guess in 1973, and a blanket. Nobody made any of that up. They just got stacked one on top of another over about 100 years. And if you came across them in order, you'd probably believe it too.